Senator Brian Joyce indicted on federal charges. Former state Senator Brian A. Joyce, once one of the state's highest-ranking legislators, is facing more than 100 charges in a sweeping federal indictment that accuses the former Democratic lawmaker of using his legislative office to secretly profit from his public duties. The 102-page indictment charges Joyce with honest services mail fraud, extortion, racketeering, and IRS charges including money laundering and embezzlement. The indictment was unsealed Friday, hours after Joyce was taken into custody by federal law enforcement. Joyce is scheduled to make an initial appearance in U.S. District Court in Boston Friday. Acting U.S. Attorney William Weinreb is expected to discuss the charges against the former Democratic lawmaker at the courthouse Friday. A federal grand jury has been investigating whether Joyce, a former assistant majority leader in the Senate, used his position for personal gain, the Globe has reported. Prosecutors have been presenting evidence on whether Joyce improperly received free or discounted goods and services, and whether he improperly pressured people to provide work for his law firm. Joyce, 55, decided not to run for re-election and moved out of Milton, his longtime hometown, after the FBI and IRS raided his Canton law office in February 2016. The raid followed a series of stories published by the Globe describing some of the ways in which he appeared to use his public position to get private benefits for himself and his family. Joyce aroused suspicions by repeatedly receiving discounted and sometimes free goods and services, often from businesses in his legislative district. For instance, when he was angling for a Senate leadership position in late 2014, he gave his Senate colleagues expensive sunglasses that he got at a significant discount from a company in his district, as well as pounds of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Joyce also received free dry cleaning from a Randolph dry cleaner for more than a decade, services worth thousands of dollars. Through his attorney, Joyce denied any wrongdoing. He said he bartered the dry cleaning for legal work and paid for coffee and sunglasses the same price as anyone else. The Globe also reported that Joyce may have pressured companies to hire his Canton law firm, Joyce Law Group, even when the companies didn't need lawyers. For example, a developer building an apartment complex in Randolph paid Joyce's firm $250,000, even though the Dolbin Company of Woburn had lawyers of its own. The Globe also wrote extensively about Joyce's relationship with Energy, a Peabody company that sells insurance to the energy industry. Energy provided Joyce with enough legal work to help the Milton Democrat to hire more lawyers. According to two people briefed on Joyce's relationship with the company. In fact, Energy kept Joyce on a monthly retainer. According to people briefed on the matter, Joyce promised Energy's CEO Brian McCarthy that he would help the company with regulatory issues on Beacon Hill. In fact, the Mail and other records showed that Joyce did approach regulators on Energy's behalf repeatedly, even though state law prohibits lawmakers from lobbying state officials for clients. Energy officials are expected to be key witnesses against Joyce, according to a person with direct knowledge. He was like a bull, said a former Energy official, referring to Joyce's aggressive efforts to get legal work from Energy. When he perceived Brian McCarthy wasn't agreeing with him or going for what he wanted, he'd be in the office every day. Joyce became such a regular at the State Division of Insurance that he eventually became the butt of a joke, according to government emails obtained by the Globe. He's chaotic, wrote Insurance Commissioner Joseph Murphy to one of his employees on September 6, 2014, explaining that Joyce was again asking the agency to help Energy with a licensing issue. But records show that Joyce did not disclose his ties to Energy when he sponsored a bill promoted by the company, gave speeches at Energy, sponsored conferences, and served on the legislative committee that oversaw the energy industry. He also bought stock in the company, which he did not disclose to state ethics regulators on his statement of financial interests. Joyce advocated publicly for other companies that his law firm represented without disclosing the connection, raising questions about which role he was playing when he spoke. He championed legislation backed by a group of Dunkin' Donuts shop owners without disclosing that some owners were clients. The owners threw a 2012 fundraiser for Joyce to thank him for his help with the bill, prompting their lobbyist to joke that Joyce views us as a cash cow, according to an internally mail obtained by the Globe. There have also been questions about Joyce's use of his campaign funds for personal expenditures. Joyce was required to pay nearly $5,000 after the Office of Campaign and Political Finance found he used campaign funds to pay for his son's 2014 high school graduation party. When the Globe wrote about the event, Joyce's lawyer, David H. Rich, said the party for Joyce's son, an event that drew several hundred guests to his home, was an example of Joyce's fundraiser event that combined the personal and the political. Senator Joyce and his wife are careful to pay personally for any expenses that have a personal benefit, Rich said at the time. During more than a year of Globe reporting on his political and business practices, Joyce declined to answer questions directly. But his attorney, Rich, said Joyce paid meticulous attention to the rules and adheres to all ethical requirements. He lambasted the Globe for what he called misguided attacks on Senator Joyce's character. Joyce, who was always ambitious, got his start in politics as an elected Parks Commissioner in Milton in 1993. He began his legislative career by unseating a longtime Milton state representative who had defeated Joyce's father for the same job in 1978. He ran for Senate in 1997, beating several opponents for an open seat. He was an early backer of Senator Stanley Rosenberg for Senate President, and Rosenberg rewarded him by appointing him an assistant majority leader as well as chairman of a committee that decides whether bills go forward to a vote. Joyce rose to become one of the most powerful politicians in the legislature. Snow is on the way. Here's what to expect from this weekend storm. Our work week will end with sunshine and seasonably cold temperatures. The weekend will be snowy for the first time this season, with a widespread snowfall. The storm system will move up the coastline and bring a period of precipitation to the area beginning mid-morning Saturday to early afternoon and lasting through much of Saturday night. The heaviest precipitation will occur from 11 a.m. through 10 p.m. Saturday. Beyond that, there will be some lighter snow. The moisture from the storm is actually the same moisture that brought early snow to Texas yesterday. Some energy from Canada will merge with that moisture off the coast Saturday and form our area's coastal storm. This isn't going to turn into a blockbuster snowfall, but a few places may go above the 3 to 6 inch range I am predicting. Rain versus snow. The other forecasting challenge with the storm is the rain-snow line. Cape Cod and the islands will likely stay all rain, and any snow that occurs will likely be minimal. The tip of Cape Ann will also likely end up with some rain, although there could be a slushy coating to a couple of inches. South of Boston along South Shore roads, the precipitation may flip back and forth. There will be lesser amounts there as well. If the storm jogs a little to the west or east, then the rain could push inland a bit more, or the snow could push toward the coast. Those of you in that area of the state should be aware that the forecast could change. The snow will be on the heavier and wetter side. You have probably noticed that some of the trees, especially Japanese maples, are holding on to their leaves right now. This is because November's dramatic cold stopped the abscission process and left the leaves, which could now catch some of the heavier snow and do some damage. It isn't a bad idea to very gently shake the snow off during the storm if it looks like your trees are getting really weighed down. This isn't the type of storm that's going to shut down Logan Airport or create long-term travel issues. This is a typical December moderate snowstorm. It's a big weekend for holiday parties, and you should give yourself extra time to get where you're going. Since there hasn't been any snowfall yet, there's no large snowbanks to deal with, but roads will be slick much of Saturday afternoon and evening. The bulk of the accumulation will occur from the middle part of Saturday through about 11 p.m. and thereafter, there could be some lighter snow showers, but Sunday will see clearing skies and cold temperatures. More snow and cold. There is another storm we need to watch Tuesday and Wednesday. However this one materializes, whether it's a few snow or rain showers or a more impactful storm, much colder Arctic air will arrive to conclude next week. Temperatures will be well below normal for several days.